G'day all, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are back with a metal LP update. Got 8 slabs of wax here to take a look at, so let's get into it. As the majority of the albums I'm showing are black metal, I felt something appropriate should go in the background. This is Cryptic Winds. The album is called Storms of the Black Millennium. I got this and showed it in my last CD update, so go back and check that out if you've not seen it. Furious, just blitzkrieg black metal. Does what it says on the tin, Burning Church. It's black metal, what else are you going to get? Starting off with some cosmic tinged blackened death metal. This is Siderean, Lost on Void's Horizon. Take a look at that glorious cover art, absolutely fantastic stuff. Very spacey. They're Slovenian, I think I said. They were known as Teleport. They changed their name after the first demo. It was a 3-track demo tape, which was very good. They changed their name to Siderean and then released a second demo tape, which was even better. And here we are with their debut album that's come out this year. This LP took quite some time to materialize. The pre-order was 6 months ago or something at this point. This is their debut full-length, shows a marked progression from Teleport and the demo. Teleport was a lot more thrashier. This is, well, not so much. This is fans of Horrendous and Void Ceremony. You'll definitely like this, but I also hear a lot of later era The Chasm, particularly in some of the progressions in the guitar. Just some lyrics on the back, which is unusual to put them directly on the back of the album cover. But, hey, that's what they did. 5-piece band, though I'm not entirely sure who does all the spacey synth work. There's quite a bit of it. It really makes the whole thing stand out like a giant sci-fi epic. I mean, all this needs is an author's name there. I mean, that even is, like, that font there even reminds me of some kind of science fiction pulp novel. So good. The LP's out on Edged Circle Productions, but I wasn't really familiar with it. We'll take a quick look. Unfortunately, it burst through, which is a real pain. That's how it was packed. Black LP, nothing exciting to show, but there's the band members and thanks list and that kind of thing. There's the band. And what else do we get? Get a little poster. Oop, bunch of paraphernalia from the label, which I shall put to one side. There's a label sticker. And there's a beer coaster here from Phantom Fire. This is all just paraphernalia. But anyway, there's the Siderean poster, which is really nice, using that cover art. And it's like I get a poster for another band. So I didn't actually realise they chucked in all this other stuff with it. So yeah, there you go, Siderean, Lost on Void's Horizon. If you do like your death metal sort of spacey, dissonant, bit progressive, then yeah, definitely check them out. Next up, we've got Sepulchre, Ascent Through Morbid Transcendence. What we have here, with this fantastic cover, is about 15 minutes in 4 tracks of filthy, morbid French death metal. The 2020 demo here, it's pressed onto a single-sided LP by Invictus Productions. I'll take it out and show you the B-side in a minute, which is really very impressive. So this is sort of rooted in Finnish death metal like Demolik and Volse, all those kinds of bands, but has the D-beat sound that some of the Swedish bands might do, and bands like Autopsy, that kind of thing. Very familiar sound. I'm not going to say it's reinventing anything here. Minor trem chords, atonal leads, laid over the top, makes up the majority of the songs here. Mid-paced, occasional blasty bits. I'm really not saying anything that you've not heard here, but for a demo, this sounds like an album. This is, got the amount of changes that are thrown into the songs, sandwiched between like a spooky intro and this doomy, dissonant outro. It's just a nice little package, 4 tracks. Nice to see a demo on LP. Yeah, it's great. I really enjoyed it. There's the guys there on the back, 3-piece. The track listing, like I said, is on Invictus. This whole thing is embossed, so yeah, I don't know if it comes across there, but it definitely is sort of embossed. Now, take a look inside. I feel like I'm underselling it a little bit by my explanation, but it is really good stuff. There's the incredibly hard to read lyrics on blue on black and nothing on the back of it there. But why I bothered taking this out is for the B-side. Obviously boring old black, but there we go. That is a really cool B-side. Very nice. On the sort of green on black there. Apparently there's also a glow-in-the-dark edition that the Discogs picture's got the artwork here in white. I presume you turn the lights out and it goes something like this colour, so very cool. Yeah, very happy with this one from Sepulchre, Ascent Through Morbid Transcendence. If you just want 4 tracks of nasty, morbid French death metal, check it out. Next up, we've got some really proper black metal here. This is Cold Earth with Your Misery, My Triumph. Total Judas Iscariot worship. It's as simple as that. They own it. The sheet inside even says so. I'll show that in a minute. Cold, blistering, analog sounding German black metal. Repetitive, icy trem riffs, screech vocals over the blasts. It's the majority of what you're going to get on Your Misery, My Triumph. The band is obviously named after a Judas Iscariot album. Their debut is The Cold Earth Slept Below, so Cold Earth. Thankfully, the 4 guys, I think it's 4 guys that make up this band, are more accomplished at their instruments than Judas Iscariot. It was a one-man band, definitely were in the early days. They improved, well, he improved, and this album itself is more like his last album, which was To Embrace the Corpses Bleeding. 2002, I think that came out. So, yeah, this is just top quality, no frills, straight ahead, US sounding black metal, but not from America, it's from Germany. Just continues on where Judas Iscariot left off 20 years ago now. And it even has a Judas Iscariot cover, Spill the Blood of the Lamb, just to close the album off. So, yeah, that's exactly what you get here. Not pulling any punches. It's so good though, the riffs are fantastic. Take a look inside. LP's nothing too exciting. Oh, I lie. I completely lie. It's on clear. That's quite exciting. Clear LP. But yeah, I really quite like this little lyric-y sheet here. So you get some quotes there, some pieces of lyrics, but here got the 4 guys that make up the band. And it says here, this album is a tribute to Judas Iscariot and the protagonist of radical late 90s, early 2000s black metal movement. So they own it, they know exactly what they're saying. It goes on about, you know, the 20 years later and etc, etc. But I like this bit. Fuck offs to Ascension Monuments Media and their subhuman junkie scum bootlegs. We all know who he's talking about there. So yeah, Judas Iscariot, I think one of the albums was bootlegged by that label, and that label was shortly run by a certain Blake Judd from a certain Acmistium. Say no more. But anyway, what I will say a lot more about is Cold Earth. Well, I won't actually, because there's no need to. It's fantastic. If you like the later era Judas Iscariot, if you like any Judas Iscariot, or if you just like straight ahead black metal, you're going to like Cold Earth. Next up here, we've got a very exciting EP. I've been playing the hell out of this one. Taurus Ibanea, self-titled. This is the new group featuring the bass player from Krallis, teaming up with the multi-instrumentalist from Cosmic Putrefaction. And that Cosmic Putrefaction sound is all over this, absolutely. Result is very similar, but it leans more on the dissonance of a band like Cathedalist. A little bit of Blood Incantation as well. I think it's, you know, ultimately though, Cosmic Putrefaction, if you like that, you're gonna like Taurus Ibanea. It's just all over this. Having a separate bass player though, because Cosmic is a one-man band, but Taurus here with the bass player from Krallis, it really has made that instrument stand out. So it doesn't just follow the guitar lines, it does its own thing, which is really nice to see. Caligari did the tape of this one, which I've been playing to death for the last at least 4 months or so. I think I've had that tape. But an LP landed locally and I quickly snapped it up because it's so damn good. This came out on Everlasting Spew, which again, such a great record label. What a great name. 4 tracks, 2 each side, 45 RPM I believe, which got me the first time I put it on. because I thought I was listening to some really good death doom, but you know, it was a bit more funeral than I expected at 33. Yeah, should be played at 45. It has one instrumental. I think that's the second last song here, and the whole thing is just very intense sounding, prog-leaning death metal, and like I said, I've been playing it quite a lot. Love that cover art too. Not too sure who's done that. And inside we get just a black LP. Yes, this time it is black, I'm not lying. So nothing too exciting to show there. And we get the logo and the thanks and some of the songs lyrics there. So really cool, get an expansion on that artwork as well. Yeah, great stuff from Taurus Ebonea. Hopefully we get a full length as well. I love the Cosmic Putrefaction 2 albums, and this is just different enough to not be the same band. It's just really good stuff. Absolutely love it. So hopefully we get a full length album. Next up, we've got some Norwegian black metal that isn't just riffing on the second wave. This is, and I'm sure I'm going to pronounce it wrong, this is Gjendod with Krigsdoga. I gave that a good effort anyway. Let's see if I got it right. Like I said, it's Norwegian, two-piece band that sound as much in line with modern bands like Kraft and 1349 as they do Dodheimsgard and Thorns. But the overall theme here that I'm getting out of this one is Philosopham from Burzum. Philosopham. Opens with a really frenetic song that was so buzzy I thought my amp was playing up, but it then settles down, and the second track slows down into something reminding me a bit more of like Thorn's airy descent. It really was chalk and cheese in that sound, but a bit more lush and green in that atmospheric black metal, just a little bit there. But it does seem to follow that sort of template sound that Thorns were doing. God, I love that cover artwork, so good. Just a nice, very tranquil looking piece of Norway, hopefully. I don't know, I'm not sure who painted it. The bass guitar on this is actually one of the most pronounced instruments. It's quite simple, just follows the harmony of the guitar, occasional flourish, but it's pushed to the front of the mix, which is really nice to see, nice to hear really. The guitar itself though, very grim, very depressing, very sounding, very Norwegian, quite haunting. Has a fast sort of trem sound to it, but being way back in the mix, it just has an eerie atmosphere to it. Really, really nice. When they slowed down on the fourth track, I think it was, which, I mean, the whole thing's in Norwegian, so Hold Pusten, I think. When they slow down that track, it sounds just triumphant, just a big sound, so good. The vocals are like abrasive is the best way to describe them. Pained and abrasive, alternating with some sort of dark spoken words. It's all in Norwegian, like I said, so no idea what's going on. But this is their second album from 2018. It's a third album that came out last year, but so far it's only on CD. I haven't heard that one. I read a review of it, actually not a review, I read an interview with the band, and they talked about that third album, which I've not listened to. And they were saying it was like their fast album. They just went nuts on it. This is not. This middle album is definitely a mix of speed and styles, and like I said, the different kinds of Norwegian bands here that they're, you know, I don't want to say paying tribute to, but are definitely influenced in Gjendod. You can hear it. It's a big mix. So there's the inner, it's a thick cardboard inner sleeve thing. And just a black LP, I won't get it out. Is there anything else in there? No. It's as hollow as a tree trunk that's been lived in by a squirrel. Gjendod with Krigsdoga, really good black metal from Norway. Next on the albums that I'm completely going to mispronounce, we have Oath with Mustan Liken Velgeskunta. Oh man, I tried hard at that one. 2016 album from a sadly split up Finnish band. This was the last thing they did. That's all she wrote. And what do you get? I mean, look at it. What do you think you get? Synth-laden, satanic, mid-paced black metal. It's got as much head-bobbing groove as it's got Blitzkrieg Rampage. It's just Such a good mix of sound here. Very familiar if you like Finnish black metal. You're going to hear your Behexens, you're going to hear your Horner. It's nothing outrageous, it's just very well done. And what's interesting is one half of this band went on to form Vargrav, and they've, I think, gained a lot more exposure than Oath did. So I'm not sure which of the guys here it is, but I think it's that guy. I think he's Mr. Vargrav. Yeah, just, what's his name here? Yeah, Grim666, I think that's Mr. Vargrav. And then we've got B Chaos on drums. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, two-piece band. They split into different bands. It's a warm sounding mix. It's satisfyingly raw, but it is still well produced. It's just going for that like proper black metal sound with the keys in there. This is on Purity Through Fire. There's their logo down there, and there's still copies directly available from the label. I got this, well, I ordered it in September. It took until this week to show up because everything from Germany, from Deutsche Post or DHL Packet, whichever you get lumbered with, takes at least 6 weeks to get to Australia at the moment. I don't know, just a black LP. Not sure what's going on with the post from Germany or why it's taking so long. I think they're using a hybrid ocean, sea mail and plane. So anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. Oath with Musten Liken Velgeskunta from Finland, Winland. Speaking of Winland, we've got some more from that wonderful country. This is Malum, Devil's Creation, and I appreciate there's a bit of a glare on that, so hopefully you can see what I'm showing, because the cover art is really quite something. This is their fourth album, Devil's Creation, and in my opinion this is their best yet, absolutely. I bought their second album, Night of Luciferian Light, came out in 2017. I think I got it 2 years ago, and I worshipped. I played it so often, I still do. It's a fantastic Finnish black metal album. Their 2019 follow-up was called Legion, still good, but I found it lacking compared to Luciferian Light. Not so with Devil's Creation. This is their best album, absolutely. It unquestionably, as far as I'm concerned, they've hit their high peak so far. Anyway, it's similar to that Oath album that I just showed. The Malum have that Horner and Behexen sound, of course, but really what's prevalent here is that rage from Sargeist. It's just fast and nasty. Totally evil, but there's some foot stomping type tracks as well, which makes it not as much a blitzkrieg as you might expect. Clean production, keyboards very well balanced with the guitars, and the drums are an absolute fury. Played by Archgoat's drummer. Hilariously, his name is Goataggressor. There he is there, that's Mr. Goataggressor. I love it when black metal bands do this. I just call it the Emperor layout because, you know, In the Nightside Eclipse did this thing where they put the picture frames around each photo. I always love it. It just tells you exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get melodic, furious black metal with keys, you know. So anyway, I digress. Yeah, this is really, really top quality black metal from Finland. Don't know what else I'm supposed to say about it. Just, yeah. Really good stuff, and I think it's just black. Once again, black LP, black metal, black LP. What else do we get? The lyric sheet, which is kind of pretty, hard to read, gold on blue, and that's it. Yeah, so not a great deal to show that one, but it all comes out of the music. Devil's Creation by Malum. Like I said, it's probably their best one so far. I do need to go back and give Legion a few more goes because I probably skipped it a little bit sooner than I should have. But this one I've played at least 4 times already. Absolute belter of an album. Malum with Devil's Creation. Check it out. I've said it before, but there is something in the water in Canada, particularly Quebec. This is the new one from Spectral Wound, A Diabolic Thirst. This is their third album, and it is just sensational. Absolutely fantastic black metal. I can see why this has been getting raved about throughout most of the year. This came out in April. But that first pressing, I don't think it barely made it out of Vant Records. This is, again, not Vant, Profound. It barely made it out of the country. I didn't see any copies land locally, absolutely. I'm not sure how many made it elsewhere, it was just gone, absolutely gone. So I thought I missed it, but here we are. A identical repress has come out, and copies landed in Australia, and they're all gone now too. So anyway, whatever. Spectral Rune with a Diabolic Thirst. I've only had this 4 days, and I'm already wearing new grooves into the wax and burning my ears with the MP3 version that comes with it. So good. Oh my god, it just takes that Canadian sound of Fortress, Cantique Le Prowl, applies all of those finish bands I've just talked about. Bang, you get Spectral Wound. Furious but lush. It's just so good. 6 quite long tracks. It's raw, but it has a really great sound to it. But the interesting thing here is the jump in the musicianship. In 2018 they had Infernal Decadence, which I really loved that album. I thought it was really good. But the skills here have just gone up another level. There's even guitar solos, which black metal doesn't happen. I love the light reverb on the vocals, which is nice. Just a light reverb, not an effect or anything. It's just there to, a bit of an echo kind of thing. I always think that sounds kind of cool. The second track on here, Frigid and Spellbound, which is a great name, has a triumphant opening riff before it just unleashes this blasting cacophony. I love that when black metal bands, they just open a song with nothing but a fast trem riff, and then everything else kicks in, the bass and the drums. Always so good. That's what they do here. Fantastic. This is for sure, like I said, it's gonna feature on many end of year lists. Could feature on mine. Not too sure. Give it another month and we'll see what my 2021 list is going to look like. But this is just top quality black metal. And old mate here, he's definitely had a few too many clarets. Yeah, having a bit of a snooze there on the desk. This actually reminds me a bit of, have you seen Satiricon's video clip for King? When he had Satyr snorting coke off the table? I don't know. Maybe that's what old mate's doing here. So anyway, inside we get black LP and lyric sheet with ghostly figures on the back there. So it's all very monochrome. It's all very black metal. That's it. So there you go. Spectral Spectral Wound with a Diabolic Thirst. Definitely worth all the praise that is being heaped on it, and definitely worth if it makes it to people's end of year list for sure. So there we go, that's 8 black metal and death metal albums I've just shown you there. We're going to leave it here with the spooky outro playing in the background from this quite awesome banger that's quite underrated. Again, this is Cryptic Winds with Storms of the Black Millennium. Yes, I can hear the storm. Can you? But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you next time. If you did like it, please like, subscribe. Check out this thing. Check out that thing. I'll see you next time.